New at 7, do you still have AM radio in your car? If it's an electric one, you probably don't. More automakers are opting to leave it out as the consumer's interests change. But it is sparking a larger debate about AM radio and whether it's necessary. Many lawmakers, the Federal Communications Commission, and FEMA are all in support of keeping it. That includes our Connecticut senators, Richard Blumenthal and Chris Murphy. They are both co-sponsors of the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act of 2023. It directs the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration to require car manufacturers to keep it in vehicles without additional fees. But the bill has not advanced in the Senate for about 6 months now. Now, before we get further into the debate, let's get a radio history lesson from the general manager of the University of New Haven's radio station. The first commercial radio broadcast was more than 100 years ago, back in 1920.
So the Radio Corporation of America, RCA, was in the business of selling the physical radios, which operated on the AM band. And so they were very incentivized to have the signal that worked with the radios they were selling. FM exists on a different, it's a different spectrum, but it wasn't adopted at first because there was this incentive just to have everyone use AM radio. So back in when radio really became popular, I got to say it's probably the 1930s and the 40s, and especially during World War II, it was the way that people received information. And at that time, your radio was your most expensive piece of equipment in your most expensive piece of furniture in your house.
How about that tidbit? Bruce Barber says it wasn't until the 70s that FM radio emerged, with DJs playing music from albums. But today, more people are moving away from FM radio and opting to just listen on their phones. Bluetooth and CarPlay are standard in most new vehicles. Barber says it's all part of a larger changing landscape.
You're seeing an evolution, right? And we always, whenever there's a technological evolution, it seems like it's based on what's providing better quality for the consumer. So what happened was AM was supplanted by FM, which had a superior quality. And now really traditional terrestrial radio is being pretty much supplanted by basically by digital technology. The fact that we all are carrying a receiver in our pocket in the form of a smartphone.
And that's how many automotive groups feel. It's why they're pushing back on the AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act and sent this letter to several U.S. senators. They believe mandating AM radio is unnecessary and not part of a free market economy. But senators, the FCC, and FEMA all support AM radio because they feel it's important to our emergency alert structure. Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey says AM radio is a critical channel for federal, state, and local officials to broadcast during emergencies. He says AM radio operates at lower frequencies and longer wavelengths, which means it can pass through solid objects and travel further than other radio waves. The National Association of Broadcasters echoes that, saying AM stations can cover a geographical area larger than a cell phone tower. But that group of auto organizations against the AM mandate say most Americans will seek emergency alerts on their phones, and it can link them to additional information.
So we're in more of an on-demand kind of situation, an on-demand era. And I think when people need information, they're getting it directly from their phones, not necessarily from AM radio.
And Barber says that changing landscape of radio has a lot to do with trying to keep up with that on-demand nature that more consumers want.